Okay. You ready, Paul? Yep. Okay, we're going to start feeding some pollen. Sub here, it's about the second week. January. Bees are still not really flying yet. But here's Paul going to show us how we dump. We mix them up in 170-pound tubs. We back up a cart right up to the flatbed. And I'll let Paul do the rest. Pretty simple. We're using sugar today. Sometimes the wind gets going in the afternoon, it blows the dust over, but normally we use these brewer's yeast if it's not terribly windy, but if it's really windy, the sugar doesn't blow around as much. So the cart will hold about 171 tub, one tub full. And Paul will just break it down so it doesn't run over. We have lips on the cart, so it'll just flatten out to nothing once we get going. Good enough, Paul? Okay. I usually get the guy with the hive tool, so I'll give the camera to Paul. What we also use is a 15 by 16 wax paper. Pretty much get these in here, Smart and Final, pretty cheap, about 2 cents a piece. So we carry it on a cart with us, just for this demonstration here, a YouTube special. We'll just, which ones do you want to hit here, Paul?
We'll go with those.
Normally we have 2 guys going, one guy runs the sub, and then 2 guys cracking. So we'll just, for demonstration, we'll pull up some of these duds. If you can get a close shot of that there, and we'll get rid of this magic recipe here, miticide. Just flip it right down, kind of smoke the bees back, kind of look at what you got. Go find your tool here on the tools right here. Just look at that one. There's probably 15, 17 frames of bees. Just give it a little pop. It's a little square chunk. This one weighs about 5-6 pounds. That's about all that we're going to need here. Go ahead and just put it on. Smoke your bees back. Set the box down. Just let it sit there for a second and it'll go down. Let me show this other one so you can see it in the sunlight. Yeah, we got another dud. You can see the paper. This was done back in November. We put on about 7 pounds. This is what's left of it. It's all pretty much done. But you'll have a little bit of paper left in some of them. They'll just spit it out the entrance. Just go ahead and just smoke them. Do the same thing. These here are about 4 inches thick, so you can just flatten them out if you want. Pull them out or however you like. Especially if the cluster is not all the way there. You got to follow the cluster when it's cold like this, because you can tell the bees aren't flying quite yet. And if it's soft, you can tell both are down on the way you go.
Recording. So Keith is going to do what we typically do with 2 people. He'll roll the box up on end. He'll put the paper down, and this is typically where I'll hand him the patty. We're just trying to show you how you can actually do this quickly without actually having to move the boxes around. And then that's how long it will take you.
And they're about 5-7 pound patties, which the 1 pound squares are
A waste of time.
Yep, we feel you're just going to starve them into prosperity that way. If you want to starve them, that's a good way to do it. Just give them a nibble.
All right, we're filming. Now Keith is going to show you what the finished product is after it is compressed in the hive. And that's a 5 or 7 pound patty right there. And virtually no mess. And that's what it'll look like.
And you'll see here where it's kind of really oozed up in between the frames. This is kind of what it'll look like. That's how we can get so much of it in there. And it's situated right above the cluster. So the cluster does not have to run to it. It won't, in the cold weather, they won't move over to get it.
Now this is a field of hives, about 1,000 hives, and there's some up there on the hill and all the way around, about 1,000 hives. A 3-man crew can do this in about a day typically, and you're putting on a lot more product.
About 5,000 to 7,000 pounds a day is going on.
And
here we go. Here, we'll just check a couple of these for brood. See, here has a little bit of pollen sub left. You got to get out of the sun. Let me have some sun. It's done that way.
just trying to get it in there.
So, queen isn't totally spectacular. But yeah, she just got larvae on this one. Yeah, so what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 decent sized frames on the bottom nest. And there may be, well, there may be 1 or 2, but typically the bottom nest is where most of it's at. For the second week, getting just into the second week of November, or January, is what we're happy with. Which this colony here is probably sitting somewhere around 15, 17 frames, and it'll grow by the time it hits the almonds with 4 frames of brood. And we'll give it another sub. They're just almost done with their sub they got back in November. We're stuck on about 7, 8 pounds. So we'll give them, Paul here, the cameraman, get a little close-up shot. You'll see it just start to run off of here a little bit. And this is how we like it. It's soft, and with the wax paper, it won't do anything. So we put wax paper down, put it on top. It will not get hard. It'll stay soft and pliable. See how soft it is and so forth. So we'll put another patty on this one. This one has 4, we know it's got 4 to 6 frames of brood in this thing, so we'll put on, this is probably about 6 pounds of sub. So we'll make sure it doesn't go hungry for the almonds, because it'll start throttling up now with the weather changing. One thing about it is you can handle this sub and it won't be stuck to everything. It's not a major mess to deal with. It has quite a bit of oils in it. You know, the fats are running about 9%, so it's not like a gooey mess where it's going to stick to everything.